Okay, welcome to this review of 3 popular Days Out websites. I'm Andy Thorne from Factory Pattern. I'm co-founder, UX designer, and I love design, tech and hats, and have a dog named Baxter. So this review is focused on 3 websites, daysoutwiththekids.co.uk, the National Trust, and the daysoutguide.co.uk from National Rail. We've focused on specifically on the mobile websites. More often these days we're seeing sort of 60-70% of traffic going to mobile websites, so it's important that the mobile experience is just as good or even better than desktop experiences. So without further ado, we'll begin our review, and the first site that we're going to review is daysoutwiththekids.co.uk. Here's a review of daysoutwiththekids.co.uk. This is focused on the mobile sites, and daysoutwiththekids.co.uk gets around 370,000 visits per month. So the 3 questions we ask when coming to any site to review it from a user experience point of view are: what are visitors trying to do on this site? How easy is it to find the thing they're trying to do? And what are the biggest potential distractions? So the first question, what are visitors trying to do on this page? They're obviously trying to find Days Out, and specifically with their kids. So the illustrations really bring the site to life, and it's not too cluttered. It's nice and quick to load, and immediately you're presented with the search box, which asks you for a town and postcode and an obvious search button, and some links down here to share on social media. And there's just a little bit of advice there that you can just click search, and it will find everything nearby. It's not doing that on my desktop. I guess it would probably do that on my mobile. So I'm going to go ahead and just type in London and just see what comes up next. So again, reasonably quick to load, and they're bringing us through the graphic from the home page. So there's a nice continuity there, and then I get reminded what I've searched for, and then I can refine my attraction type down here. I really like the icons. I think that's really stand out, and they're nice and easy to click. They look a bit like app icons, so quite familiar. If I close that down, then I can scroll through the listings that I've got here, and they've got some ads in here, maybe not contextual ads, but slotted within the listings, which is quite clever from an advertiser's point of view, because you're more likely to get clicked if you're within the content. So they've really thought about how they're monetizing the site there. And then at the bottom there's some advertising there. But I can see that they're starting to introduce colours for their events or locations, so everything's color coded, so that again, easy to segregate everything in the site, because I would imagine there's a lot of locations on this website. So if I go into one of the listings, the National Gallery, they tell me how far away it is from the city centre. I think it said 1 mile. And again, I'm reminded of the location I'm in, and where it says see all things, fun things to do in Trafalgar Square, and I get the option to go back. So yeah, really nice navigation so far, and it's taken me to what I want to get to very, very quickly. And there's what we're going to do today. So you can see there's a bit of contextual information in there. The link to their website, I can call them from here. I can probably find them on Google Maps. And then links to prices. It's actually free admissions, not links, always a listing. And then what others are saying, which is probably the most powerful bit of the website, and some really good reviews there. So now I get a really good overall picture of the location. So in terms of the second question, how easy is it to find the thing that people are trying to do? I'd say really, really simple, really clear, bold graphics, not too cluttered. So really, really, really easy. And what are the biggest potential distractions? If I just go back a second, I'd say the biggest potential distractions maybe that sharing could come lower. That's sort of getting in the way of the listings there, but not massive. Obviously, the advertisers are quite big distractions there. Again, you can scroll past them easy, so not too bad. But on the whole, again, I say really clear. So yeah, really good site and easy to find days out, and also focus on offers, which I think seems to be quite prominent and obviously important, because price is going to be a big factor to depend upon where you go. So good site. Okay, moving on to the National Trust website. Obviously a very popular website. They get around 800,000 visits per month. I know that they've just had a big overhaul of their website, so I'm expecting good things. So again, this is focused on the mobile website. I think people looking for days out will be using mobile quite a lot, so I think it's important to review the mobile version of the website just to get a real idea of what users are doing. So when I load the site, I get a nice big picture of some of the locations that the National Trust have on their site and that I can go and visit. And not only a big picture, they actually give me some context here. I can click through to go to that castle. And also, so I guess the two actions here they focus on are places and then to go to, and also being able to find a place quite quickly. So that scrolls up and I can enter a location. So I like this where I can use my location. I think that's quite clever. It saves me typing, so I'm up for that. Okay, so it's found my location, Cheltenham, Gloucestershire. So what's next? They offer me places or what's on, so really nicely segregated there. I'm either going to want to go somewhere or I'm going to want to go to something, so an event. I can view the results on a map and I can refine my search. So if I just continue to scroll down a little bit, so really nice clear listings, and I like the large image. I think that's quite important. Too often you get thumbnails of places and you really don't get an idea in the overview page of what that place looks like. So I think that's a really good presentation of the place. I think their bold colours and simple typography really helps me navigate the site and keeps everything uncluttered. So really good so far. And I'm going to go into Chedworth Roman Villa. Again, nice big picture. I'd imagine on desktop that kind of covers the entire desktop, and I get the option to view a few other pictures here. Clear title, lovely. The colorways again nice and bold, and also this seems quite task based. So as soon as I go to a place, I can either find out an overview, opening times, how to get their prices, facilities, and access. So they're answering those immediate questions, which makes the site much more user friendly and really easy to get to the thing that I want to get to. So if I just click on prices, okay, so it gives me a little pop-up window of prices, and I can close that easily to get to the other bit. So opening times, okay, really nice iconography and typography in there. Okay, so what visitors trying to do? So they're trying to find locations and trying to find things to do. So that's question one answered, and I think they've nailed that. How easy is it to find the thing they're trying to do? Really easy, I'd say. Their navigation is not only clear and concise, it's actually very rich. So they've managed to mix really good design and imagery with clear navigation that's concise. So really easy to find the thing I want to do. In terms of distractions, I'm not finding too many, so that's which is a good thing. So actually, I say there are no real distractions on this site. Maybe with where it says find a place, the search box could be kind of just above there rather than clicking it and then searching, but I don't think that's major. And if you're on the page long enough, they actually scroll that search out for you automatically. And so it's not a big deal. And I also really like the recommendations they give in here. It's really nice. So no, really good site, especially a good mobile experience. Again, really fast to load. So yeah, good example. So this is daysoutguide.co.uk. I will go to the. This is daysoutguide.co.uk. This site gets around about 200,000 visits per month. It's in association with National Rail. So what visitors trying to do? So they're trying to find places to go, events to go to. These guys seem to be quite heavily focused on offers. I guess that's so they can tie it in with their National Rail price for a ticket plus an offer, which is quite clever. And so anybody who's kind of price or cost focused will, really find this site useful, and I'd imagine that's quite a high percentage of the audience. So immediately you're faced with an offer 2 for 1, Tower of London, but what's not obvious is how I can find other places. So they've got a little kind of how-to graphic here, which is a little bit squished if I'm honest. So if I just scroll down the page, okay, so now I get a button to search for 2 for 1 offers, and then top London 2 for 1 offers. So it seems to be quite London focused, which could potentially put some people off, but anyway, I'm going to attempt to find a place. Okay, so I've got a little search icon up there. So if I search for attractions, so if I put museum, okay, so start typing museum and I get a predicted list of results, which is really helpful. It saves me typing, so much quicker to find things. So if I go into the Oxford University Press Museum, up here I'm reminded where I've gone, and a nice photo of the museum there. And what do I get here? Some icons to remind me what category it's in. Not a lot of colour, not getting me too excited at the moment. It's a little dull, but it's quite clear. And so we've got the location, nearest station. I can show more information if I want it. Go to the website. We've got a map and directions, open times, all the usual stuff. And then some recommended attractions, and it's contextual, so it's showing me things near or in Oxford, which is really helpful because I could build a trip around Oxford. So how easy is it to find the thing they're doing? I'd say this is it's not so easy on this site. I think the small icon with the search up there, it's not easy to find. It could be bigger, and I think having a search box throughout the whole website would certainly help this, so that I've got less clicks to do. However, when I go into the search, I do like the predictive results that they come up with, so that's very helpful. So I can search quite immediately when I do find that little icon there. When I go into a location, quite a lot of information. I'm not sure whether it's ordered in the best way, and with the National Trust, where it's very task based, and I could click on immediately to find the things I wanted, like how to get there and the time at the prices. I have to do a lot of scrolling and kind of information gathering, before I get to the information. So not so immediate and not so easy, but still quite clear. But I'd say this is the weakest of the 3 sites. So in terms of the third question, which is what are the biggest potential distractions, I'd say there's quite a few distractions, such as the 2 for 1 offer up here is constantly there. It doesn't really change, and I tend to just kind of scan over it and ignore it. Breadcrumb trails in here could be clearer. I think there's quite a lot of text, and it could be broken down into more bite-sized pieces and use colours in a better way to help me read that and find the information I want to find. On the whole, plenty of information, but not as good a user experience as the National Trust website or Days Out with the Kids. But I think on the whole, this website is full of information, and when you can get to that information, you certainly On the whole, this website is full of information. So in terms of finding a day out, I'm sure that plenty of people do, and also the fact that it's offer based is, I'd say, a very big advantage. Good site, but just could do with a little bit more focus on maybe how people get the information that they want. Okay, thanks for listening today, and hope you've enjoyed the review.